Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of Quotables. I am Lex, and I am joined by my host, Ernie, or co-host, Ernie. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing, dude?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining, like always.
Definitely, dude. I'm excited for this one. This is a little bit more discussion-oriented, right? The 1-year anniversary.
The 1-year Quotables behind the quotes, if you will.
You know, like those VH1 episodes back in the day.
I love the 90s. Yes, it is our 1-year anniversary officially today, September 29th. We have been doing Quotables for about a year. So this episode, we're not doing a movie. We're just going to be discussing our year in review, basically. How far we've come, saying some favorite episodes, some least favorite episodes, maybe a special guest. I'm just kidding. There's none.
You know, when you said that, I was like, wait, are we going to?
It just comes in. It's going to be my little Yoda toy.
Nick just, I thought he was going to say your brother Nick just pops out of nowhere in the background. He's all.
So let me just start by saying, Ernie, we have done 43 fabulous episodes. Never done a bad show. No, I'm kidding. No, I can't say that. I'm not going to say that because we're going to go into that. 43 episodes.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like we've been doing it like already for a year. It's pretty wild to know that we've gone this far. Well, how do you feel about all this?
It's crazy to like talk about this, you know, a year in review, because we had when you had pitched this idea to me, I had started to do a podcast with my wife. And then me and her were just doing something because, you know, quarantine and all that stuff. And it was fun to just talk to her. Kind of my big thing was like to get her to like, for people to know her, kind of let her get out of her zone, you know, because she's usually pretty reserved. And so that was the reasoning behind that podcast. And then you had heard it at one of the episodes, I think. And then you're like, hey, we should do a movie podcast where we just quote, because me and you were, since I've met you, we've always just quoted.
Well, we did our little podcast after.
That's true.
I said, hey, I wanted to hang out and do that too, and we did talking about games and movies, and just weren't feeling it as much. So then keep going, sorry.
That's when you recommended the movie one, and so we did the movie one, and we started talking about it sometime in the beginning of September, and then September 29th was the first episode, and we did Star Wars. We did one of our favorite Star Wars movies that we quote the most. And it's crazy because, like, if you go back to listen to those episodes, the audio quality, dude, and just the content is so much different. You know what I mean?
And from how far we came, we started by just meeting up with each other, right? I would go to your house, or you would come over here, and we just sit next to each other and just talk. And then, you know, we kept doing that for quite a long time. And then we gave our little try at the videos of us together, which we did a couple episodes, and they weren't too bad. It was just kind of awkward how we were fitted a little bit. Then we went back to doing our regular audio. And then you introduced me to this program where we can just do it online. And, hey, actually, no. Before the program, we were doing it off like GarageBand, and it just wasn't like we had to like. You had me like open 3 different programs and pushing play at the same time.
I remember that, dude. And then the out of sync, like the way they were synced was so bad.
Yeah.
Like we've gone through so many iterations of just things and how we record ourselves that it's so crazy, because like we've advanced, honestly. Like I think the audio, I was telling you prior to this, like I was like the audio and the videos, like probably some of our best we've done so far. We could definitely improve. There's always room for improvement.
Our quotities are way better than now. Qualities.
Exactly. Like that. You see this guy?
A year later, he's still cracking.
He's still good. But yeah, dude, crazy that it's been this long. Like, so I'm curious to ask you this. Now, when you had pitched this idea to me about the movies, obviously we both love movies. Like what were you thinking? Like, just going like, what were you thinking? I'm just kidding.
First of all,
I
was drinking.
God.
No, I'm kidding. I wasn't.
You
know what? I don't know. I think when we were doing that geeky podcast, I just kind of started thinking like, you know, why don't we do something a little more passionate? Like, and you know, like you said, we're always quoting stuff and talking movies and just, you know, shooting the shit that way. Whether it's games quoting or, which we probably won't ever get into because that's just way too crazy, but maybe, who knows? But yeah, I mean, it just felt right, and it was definitely right because we had our ups and we had our downs for sure with some of the movie choices we've done. yeah, and and the whole idea just started. We just kind of literally talked a whole movie, scene to scene, which was fun for a while. But let me tell you, it started getting a little repetitive to me, and I think that's what happens when we changed it. Because we went from that, and then we went to more review / discussion base, and tried new movies. And I can say I like what we're doing now a lot better. It's less work, I want to say.
Definitely, yeah. I remember you would write the script for each individual episode for like maybe 28 of the something like that. Maybe 28
a while,
episodes.
yeah.
I forget.
It went a long time.
It had been a while of you just writing like the full movie script basically, and then I would just review it with you and write my own notes. And oh my god, dude, I remember being like, oh, it's not work to us, but it was like work for you because I had never like really done the whole movie. But dude, it's crazy because like one thing that we didn't mention was, so we did do the Big Geeky, which was the gaming thing that we just talked about, and oh my god, the amount of audio fails that we had, dude. We had done like one episode, we did it like 3 times because the audio never recorded, right? Was it 3 or 2?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So so it's good that we
yeah.
had those trials because then we were able to not have any we had our mistakes for these quotables, but we were better. Like we actually were getting audio recorded.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm happy where we are now, and I think the online video, we've gone to YouTube now, makes things a lot more better. You can see our face now, which is always the intention.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think going through all those trials and tribulations definitely helped us improve on our episodes, and the more you do it, obviously the better you're gonna get. And I think you can, well, like me and him, we talk a lot. So basically all the podcasts from the beginning is like how we usually talk to each other. And then now we started having to change it so we can have a discussion with you guys, so it can feel like you guys were a part of the conversation as well. And you can kind of tell that, which was cool because I would tell you like, oh, I'm getting people like saying, oh, like I feel like I'm part of the friends or something, like we're talking with them. And I was like, that's what I wanted. I want you guys to get to know us and kind of like share our opinion on these movies and stuff.
We kind of incorporated that in some of the episodes by bringing on some special guests. We had Sang Kang for the Spider-Man trilogy. We had Nick Polito for Pee-wee. We had Jason for a couple, right? We had him for Jungle Cruise. We had him for another one, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, we had him for I forget which other one.
Some.
I know there was one more. I think it might have been Black Widow, no?
It's possible. It's possible. Yeah, I think so. I think so. That was the first one we. That was our first long. No, I don't know if it was Black Widow actually. Anyway, let's not get it too. But he was here. He was there. We did a little podcast, little merge with him too, which was fun. So yeah, we hope to bring some more guests. But as you can see, the discussion doesn't end there. You can feel like you're part of it, but you can actually be really a part of it. So come on down. So if you ever want to come,
he's on like an infomercial.
So if you ever want to come in, we would love to have people that are fans, and it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. It's much easier with, like he was saying, with the program we're using Riverside. Now we're not endorsing it because we don't really, they're not paying us for this. I'm just telling you, that'd be cool. Imagine like, yeah, we're endorsed. It's a great little app. It's fairly easy. It's probably the best lossless audio program that we've used, and it's all online, so it makes it super simple to like use. So inviting people is like probably the best. The only thing is like depending on how their audio setup is, like it's gonna sound bad. It's
exactly.
Gonna sound,
that's gonna be the tough part, but we could get through it together, Ernie. So let me ask you, what is your favorite episode we've done?
My favorite episode is probably Jingle All the Way. I think you were saying that it might be yours as well, but like, I think I had the most fun. I just always recall, because that's like one of like we said, like that's one of the movies that's like near and dear to our hearts. Like we usually always talk about it, and doing it with you and like just like quoting that, like everything, like how many times we watched it and all that. It was just so much fun, dude.
Yeah, it was. I agree with you. I agree. I will say.
What about you?
I'll change it up a little bit.
All right.
I want to say for me, I felt like we really hit our stride, and a good episode was Return of the Jedi when we did Star Wars. I don't know what it was about that episode. I just everything felt so right, and I was like, dude, this is it. Like we got our mojo, but that doesn't hold true for some episodes in the future. But also, I would say Jingle All the Way. I mean, I would say, gosh, man, it's like there's some episodes that might not be my favorite, but they were still fun to do. The Spider-Man series was a lot of fun. What's saying?
Yeah. A Christmas Story was fun for me, and that was one of the ones that I didn't expect to enjoy.
You were a little hesitant.
So I enjoyed that, and that was like it was cool because like you had created. We were talking Christmas because we love Christmas, but you created the 5 days of Quotables.
Yes.
And it was like basically our Christmas podcast episodes, and they were so well done. He did a little song.
That was fun.
The little jingle. It was so sweet.
I also want to say I really enjoyed the Wizard of Oz episode because that was the first time we got into video, and I thought it just made it a lot more fun to do. Yeah. That was good. That being said, what is your least favorite Quotables episode?
Oh man, I've told you this before, and this is so. I want to go off of this a little bit real quick.
Yes, tell us the story.
I mean, I love listening to myself. I'm not like a narcissist or anything, but I like to listen to the podcast like repeatedly just to kind of like gauge at it, like how I interpret it and how I would think people who are like the audience would interpret the episode. So I've listened to all these episodes more than 2 times, 3 times, depending. And my least favorite episode, and it's crazy because this is my favorite movie, like out of any movie in the world, and it's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Till this day, I've only listened to 22 minutes of that freaking episode, bro. It's so bad, and I know you're like, it sounds good, but I felt that I didn't do it justice.
You know,
and that's because
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I was gonna say, well, it's because like I felt that was like I didn't contribute as well as I could as I wanted.
Well, and the thing was, I think what you were saying was like, oh no. Well, the thing is, Ernie hyped it up. He's like, this is my favorite movie. I love it, and I know he does. And I thought he was just gonna come in, full swing, but yeah, he just ended up sitting there and like kind of watching. And I was kind of like, you're gonna contribute here a little bit. And he's just like,
yeah. See, man.
He was being a little Grinch that day.
Yeah, I was being a little Grinch. It was that I hate Christmas. No, I'm just kidding. What's the little thing? Where's the little guy say? But that was probably my least favorite. Just overall, like in terms of myself, I think you did a wonderful job. From what I listened to, I remember hearing you sounded great. But what did you think? What was your least favorite?
I'm gonna say, and I'll tell you why it's my least favorite, because I feel like this is the episode where I felt like something had to change. And it was Dumb and Dumber.
Wow.
And like just like you, I love that movie. It was funny to talk about, but like I haven't even listened to that one because I was like, you know what? That was when I realized I'm like, I don't want to. The way we're doing it's not how I want to do it anymore. I was like, I don't want to just go. And I know we still did it a couple episodes later, but like I was already in the process of like, no, that's when I started making a little less notes and trying to go off a little bit more memory based, but there was still episodes we still did that. So yeah, I mean, I want to say that. Also, I mean, I don't know if there was a second one. There's definitely a second one in there I wasn't a fan of.
Yeah, that's crazy though. I didn't expect Dumb and Dumber to be the one. I think I didn't expect it, but I know that we had been having conversations because I was telling you, oh, we should switch it up a little bit, make it more review, and then you're like, yeah, we can, but
never really.
We were still trying to kind of like trying to figure out how to like get it done.
Trying to find us,
yeah, and trying to find ourselves. But you know which one was another movie that I really didn't enjoy really talking about was a Candyman.
Yeah, I remember.
And that was one of the recent ones.
That, yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't because it was a terrible movie. It just was one of those movies that was difficult to discuss without like kind of getting into the like that like kind of like black
just
main protagonist.
Just the race territory a little bit.
Yeah, the race like because it was a little bit more difficult to kind of like discuss and not like because if you say like, oh, I didn't really care for the movie or anything, like people are gonna be like, oh, it's because you don't like this, but it's like, no, I mean the movie was great. I like we both enjoyed it, but it was a little bit more hard, and I felt like that episode was a little bit more disheartening. Usually, because me and you are always like kind of like trying to
I hear
like cheery, that's
I get you.
So it was a little bit more toned down.
Yeah, I mean let's talk about our little new movie stride, and we went through that. Let's do some new films, which we tried a little bit, and they worked out well. And I'm not opposed to doing any more. The only problem I think with it is just the fact that we don't have as many notes as we could. You know what I mean? Because we're not at home watching, we're at the movie theaters watching. So I think the best, if we were going to do something like that, it would have to be either like 2 or days after, or just as soon as you're done, just write your notes. You know what I mean? Not saying they're bad. I mean, there was a couple ones that are really good, and there's some that weren't the best, just because it just felt we were a little bit unprepared. But I promise you, we are not. It's just hard to remember these movies without the notes.
Oh yeah,
and I'm sure you people
definitely
remember. I mean, unless we've seen it multiple times, like Star Wars, we're just like
yeah. I think I saw like Shang-Chi like 3 times.
That's true.
I think one of my favorite ones of the newer ones that we did, dude. I want to see if you felt the same. Was Old.
Old was fun.
Really enjoyed
I had a good time doing Old.
It was fun to just like make jokes like damn.
Yeah, it was fun to rip on a movie that we weren't like super fans of. Like, I mean, I know you said you still enjoyed it, but I was just kind of like, no, this movie was just not for me. Good. So that was fun, and I hope we get to do some more of that. Also, a recent episode, if you haven't seen it late yet, is Holes, and I think that was a lot of fun because we stopped doing the new movies and just went back to an old movie, and for some reason it's like we fit like a glove. Like we just like back hop into it, and the discussion with the notes just helped so much a lot. Like I felt, and it was a lot more fun and discussion, and it was a good time. And I hope people who listen felt the same. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think with certain older movies, like you said, we have notes and we watch them many times, and I think like coming into the episode with the confidence to like basically do like more research on the movie when we're discussing, I think it really shows. And so like some of the newer movies are a little bit more difficult because like we're not like rewatching them every day
unless you.
Going in, I know exactly. Well, I like to give my content a certain way, but Holes was a lot of fun, dude. I felt, and I was telling you this prior to starting the episode, I think Holes is probably one of our best episodes thus far. Like I think, like you said, like we fit like a glove. Like this is where our stride came back. You know what I mean? Like if you hear the discussion and the review and just us like kind of chit chatting about it, like it just sounds like we're having both a great time.
And it's a fun movie, and it's easier, with those older movies. It's weird because like older movies, they'll get listens and views more because people have most likely seen them than a newer movie, but doesn't always hold true because even I was surprised at the movie Pig. I mean, how much like it's been listened to and seen because I feel like that's a movie not a lot of people would have watched. You know what I mean? So it's a little strange. So it's like it just depends on what the person's feeling. And if you just want to listen to a movie that I've done with that podcast, like I listen to stuff like if I haven't even seen a movie and I listen to another movie trailer, I just do it for fun because I like to hear and discuss.
Yeah. Especially when you get to know the person who's discussing, and like you kind of like their taste in movies, and you can kind of like gauge with them in that sense, which was, pretty good. And I guess that's what I wanted to do for the podcast, was I wanted people to be able to relate to us and like, listen to the episode and be like, oh, okay, I liked what Ernie was saying or Lex, and I disagree with him about that. Like there's things, you know what I mean? Like, and I want that. I mean, not every episode's going to be like a banger, you know what I mean? Like, I want you guys to listen to it and be, this is a great episode. I don't agree with them, but it was a great episode. You know what I mean?
You can tell they're having fun. So with that said, Let's go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back to Quotables behind the quotes. I'm kidding. No, there's no commercials there.
I thought you really had something going. I was like, yeah. I was like, this is unscripted. I want to see.
Brought to you by Ernie's Ice Cream. Okay. Let's do it.
That's the second time you had my ice cream.
I had to. So
you know what? Now I'm gonna have to create it. Honestly.
So I want to go back to us, how we were talking about Old and talking about a movie that wasn't good, and that we had fun talking about, and bring it back also with our Christmas episode. So I want to announce that next week is Halloween month, right? Spooky.
Yes.
So
spooky season.
We are going to be bringing back the Quotables versions of Halloween movies, but it's going to be a series called What the Hell-oween. So we're going to take the best, worst, scary movies that are cherished. They're like the B movies, right? And then just some I haven't seen, some I have, some you haven't seen. You know what I mean? And we're just going to have fun. And we're going to. I'm a little scared, but it's going to be a good time. Maybe we have to watch it together. Just kidding.
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for this little like thing because we weren't able to do Halloween last last year we didn't really do a lot of Halloween stuff. We were kind of still focusing on other movies that we really wanted to get into because we had when we had like discussed the podcast and everything, we had made like compiled this big old list. Like we still have it on our notes, and it's a ton of movies that we.
It's so hard,
like,
but you know, like with Candyman, it was difficult because it was a horror movie that was really serious. So like it was kind of hard to think about doing a horror movie because, you know, what are you gonna say? You know what I mean? It's gonna be more review, but at the same time, it's like it's kind of hard to have fun with it like we usually do. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun when we do this. What the Halloween hashtag? And
that's gonna be
we already
sweet.
have a little list of movies compiled, and we can't wait to start it with you.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna work on a new little jingle for that, so hopefully it comes out.
I'm excited for the little jingle.
I'm gonna try my best. I'm a huge musician. I mean, I was, but not as with the computer stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I also want to mention, I don't know about you people out there, but Ernie is a Vince Vaughn fan. And he has been dying to do a Vince Vaughn month. So I'm just curious to know what people think about that because I like Vince Vaughn, but I'm not like a huge fan like him. But why, Ernie? Why does that?
I don't know what it is, bro. And I mean, I kind of know. I just everything about his movie. He's like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like he's up from the grave, you know, and Wedding Crashers. Like there's so many things that guy. Yeah, dude. There was this one night that I couldn't sleep, dude, and I was like, it was like a Saturday.
And Vince
night.
Vaughn came over to sing you a lullaby.
Yeah, dude. I literally watched like 5 Vince Vaughn movies till like 5 a.m. that day. And I was like, damn, yes, like this is great. Like, and so I told him, I was like, okay, we could do all these movies, but like November, like when we kick off like Christmas, like we're going to do a month of Vince Vaughn of November. And then I was like, and then we're going to end it with like 4 Christmases, one of my like other favorite Christmas movies with Vince Vaughn. And then I was like, and then we're going to get into Christmas.
I do want to talk about Dodgeball, to be honest. That's a great one.
No, yeah, it's a great movie. And like, so there's like a lot of little movies that are just.
That's funny.
He's just near and dear to my heart, dude. Like I really like freaking like
that
him
is
a lot,
funny.
bro.
I don't know if I can think. I mean, I love plenty of actors, but I don't know if I can think of an actor where I want to watch his movies all the time. I remember Jack Black.
That's
maybe
funny.
No, but I don't know. I can't.
I feel like Jack Black. Is at some point we were doing like we did what's it called, Tenacious D, and then should we do School Rock?
I do want to do School Rock.
Should we do like. He wanted to do a bunch of like Jack Black, and I'm like, it's up to you, man. Like we can. He's like, nah, it's too much. That's too much.
That's
Jack
too
Black.
much. That's too much.
And I was like, there's never enough Jack Black.
Oh, we did Tropic Thunder too, but he's not like the main character. But still. So I mean, let me tell you. You know, we're here. We're in what we've done so far. Where would you like to go from here? Ernie? Do you want to? What else are you trying to venture into? TV shows, games. You know what I mean?
I mean, I would love to be able to make Quotables like something a lot bigger. I would love to have like guests of other podcasts like kind of join us and discuss their favorite movies. That's one of the major things about the Quotables when we started, and we started adding people to the like, you know, to do reviews with us and discuss, was we wanted to get people that were like-minded individuals who enjoyed that movie as much as we did. And so like with Sang Kang, like he loves that Spider-Man, and it shows in the episodes. Like you can hear him like really going deaf, and you should have seen him. Like we don't have video, I don't think, but he had like a big old notebook of just a bunch of like, you know, quotes and stuff. And it was fun, dude. Like you could tell he had a great time like doing that episode. And like, you know, I think like Nick with Pee Wee, you know, like Jason. I'm sure those movies that we did with him weren't his favorite, but you know, he brought to the table a bunch of like cool stuff. So like I think the big thing is like probably bring in bigger people like of other podcasts that we've listened to, and they join in and just kind of like discuss and have a good time. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's probably where I would want to head.
Oh.
What about you?
Yeah, hopefully, man, that's the dream. That'd be awesome. Definitely do more with the podcast. I think we're starting good with these videos now. We're just consistent with that. Things are going to get better from here. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. And I hope, you know, like you said, not just, you know, guests from other podcasts, but like just guests that people we know or friends or fans or whatever. Possibly shirts, you know, if we ever get to that point. I mean, it'd be fun just to have a little quotable shirt. But I mean, working out of a design, I'm sure you don't want to wear our ugly faces on your shirts. I would, but it was a cartoon version, maybe.
Yeah, no, I actually had a friend, random little side fact. I had a little friend who wanted to draw us, and I was like, if you could draw us, and she's like, yeah, of course I
draw
can,
you
but she does it
naked?
she does it hand, just her hand. So I was like, oh dang, that's like hardcore, dude. But she's really
cool.
good. So we'll see. We're still kind of.
I was thinking about like when you go to like a theme park and they do your head like super big on a little race car. No,
the caricatures, yeah. I was like going from here, like, yes, this is like a year in review of kind of what we've done. Obviously, the future still is,
so bright.
We don't know what the future holds. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff that we haven't discussed, haven't gone into detail on like where we want to be and how like we can get
studio
better
as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like something that just kind of like allows us to like look a lot more professional than what we do now. Like I think
you don't like my background.
We like that's the thing is like getting into like my background is like literally like the freaking thing that people change under, you know what I mean, or over it. And so it's like weird things like that. But I'm sure once we get like to a certain like group of things and we're able to like afford these things, like start getting paid overly, there's so many things that we can do. Like it'd be crazy.
And it'll be a good time. And I hope maybe eventually we can dive into some episodes of shows that we like. I know we even wanted to do The Simpsons, but those would be like mini episodes if we ever have those. Also, I would like to do another drunk episode, but maybe add a someone to it. You know what I mean? And just have a fun discussion. That'd be cool. Fun. That was a lot of fun. And then having a video version of that, I'm in.
Oh, jeez, I don't know about that. I think that was a crazy episode. We like literally drank like a whole bottle.
Johnny Walker Black Label. Yes, sponsored by. No, I'm kidding. No, we weren't.
Oh, dude, Jesus! Like we like by the end of it, this guy was laying on my couch. We needed to eat. We didn't even eat. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so bad. And then he went to go have dinner, I think, that day. And he said that you were eating. You didn't even know how.
I know, dude. That was delicious, though. I still remember that meal. I'm kidding. We'll definitely have to do that again. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
This time we'll get a little better plan for it. But
we'll have snacks and everything.
No, last time you had snacks.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right, huh? That's the episode of that. Yeah.
So,
I forgot about that.
So yeah. Besides, next week we're starting the Halloween. But Ernie, any new movies that are coming out that you're excited for?
Yeah, dude. I've talked about this like a lot, and No Time to Die, dude.
Yes, I agree.
I think I'm gonna go see that early screening like Wednesday, so October 6th, I want to say. Dude, I'm super stoked for that movie. I think that's like if the Batman movie was still slated to come out this year, I think Batman would have taken its place. But No Time to Die is probably really up there for me, and I'm excited. Like,
yeah,
I've rewatched like all the freaking 007 movies again, like Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace. Yeah, dude, they're great, dude, and I'm excited. Hopefully we can review. Hopefully you get to see it as well.
I definitely want to check it out. I know I'm going to be checking out Venom, I think, this weekend. Let There Be Carnage, which, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. It's just going to be a crazy... But I heard it's good stuff from it so far. It's just crazy, wild little flick. I think it'll be a good time. But yeah, also No Time to Die is what I'm excited for, too.
Weirdly enough, I am going to watch that movie, I think, twice. Venom.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, right. I think I'm going to go watch it with a client of mine that wanted to go see it. And also like my brother-in-law, he's actually renting out a whole theater.
Oh, he's doing that?
For his birthday.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's doing that.
I tried doing that for my brother's birthday last year, and it got canceled because of COVID.
What happened?
Which doesn't make sense.
I've never done it.
It was only a couple of us in the theater.
Yeah, actually, crazy enough, I'm actually going to watch No Time to Die twice as well. I just thought because he's renting out a theater again for him.
Oh, that's cool, man.
So, like, yeah, it's kind of cool. I've never done it. And, like, he's like, I pre-ordered nachos and popcorn. I was like, this is cool. Like, I'm like, how much did it cost you? And he's all, a good amount.
Yeah, because, the newer movies cost a little more than the older movies.
How much was it?
Oh, when I bought it, it was for A Christmas Story. And it was only $100.
Oh,
but the newer movies were like $200. So, but I mean, if you're ordering popcorn and stuff, yeah, it's gonna rack it up for sure. Definitely want to give that a try one day. But yeah, dude, that's cool. Enjoy that. Enjoy. So yeah, I mean that pretty much sums it up for our year in review. Do you have anything, Ernie? Do you want to add or?
No, just like as always, I would like to thank the audience for like tuning into our episodes. Like we do appreciate that. I know, you guys are now watching us on YouTube, and like now you see our faces. Show us your face, brother. You know, we're freaking
Yes,
Clay
yes.
Bigsby. But so I'm excited about that because like you know it gets a little you get a little nervous, you know, showing your face. So I'm glad that people are actually digging it and actually enjoying the episodes on YouTube, which is, you know, far different than just listening to an audio podcast.
Yeah, of course. That makes it more
so
fun.
that's cool.
And I've learned a lot of people rather watch it. You know what I mean? Something, which is interesting to me because you know it's easier for me to just listen. But I get it. But yeah, I would also love to thank the fans as well for always tuning in, supporting us. It's always a lot of fun discussing these movies, and hopefully this episode is a good little. It's just a little filler intermission movie before our next month. So yeah, tune in next month for What the Halloween series of Halloween movies that are so bad they're good, so bad they're scary. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. Again, I am Lex,
and I am Ernie,
and we are the Quotables boys.
Quotables.
Thanks so much. Behind the quotes. Peace.
Boo.